All right, let's try this video here. My name is Lee Glenny, and I wrote down some things here that I just wanted to say. Plus, I wrote all your questions down, and I put little reminders and stuff in there. I'm trying to do it as not scripted. Let's see here. Your first question you were asking, which jobs are you most interested in? Well, I'm interested in the remote dispatcher position. I think with my background in the transportation industry, and I have proven, you know, uh, customer relations and fast-paced coordination. I think I'm a good fit with your company and what your long-term uh, uh, what you're looking for long term. I'm sorry. Let's see here. The next question. I was trying to read it. What will your salary be? Blah, blah, blah. What will your salary be worth to you in the company? Let's see here. Well, I was thinking somewhere two. You were thinking for 2 years, 30, 35. I think that's a decent amount to start out. You have a 5, 10, and 30 years that you were also asking for. I think somewhere around the 5 year mark, around 40 or so. 10 year, 55 maybe, and 10 plus years, I think 65. I mean, look, it's a transportation industry, so I believe that's ever changing. So, next question here. What is your level of experience in the job that you're applying for? Well, I bring well over 15 years experience in the logistics industry. I've done the freight dispatching just recently. I went through the certification for brokering. I also went through certification for uh, driver recruiting as well. But like I said, I've run all across the United States uh, too many times. Probably, oh well, I've driven myself at least 5 million miles, if not way more than that. I stopped counting years ago, but in the last 2.5 years, I've was driving, self dispatching, and dispatching other drivers that I had driving my truck. So, not to mention, went through the whole brokering thing. So most of the time, I use the DAT board. Maybe Truck Smarter every once in a while. I would use that load board as well. Let's see here. I worked across many different supply chains. Like I've done the coordinating of the drivers, managing the loads, resolving any type of customer issues. I believe ensuring compliance between drivers, dispatch, brokering, everything it works really well. And I'm also bilingual, so I speak English and Spanish, and I think that's a strong asset to have, at least in today's market, um, because not everybody speaks English. I mean, that's just the way it is. Let's move on here. What's the minimum amount of money you need to start? I think to start out, I believe 30 is a fair price. You don't really know me yet, and I believe a person has to prove themselves. I think that's a good starting point. Let's see here. Let's see. Have I ever been convicted of cannabis-related crime? No, I don't. I don't really like any type of drug. So the strongest thing I've ever taken in my life is Tylenol. So, how do I feel about legalization? Look, like I said, I don't personally like it. I don't think it belongs anywhere in the transportation business, professionally or unprofessionally. I just I don't believe it belongs anywhere in that. Let's see here. What are my top three goals in life? Well, let's see here. I believe I've done a pretty rock solid path in trying to build a leadership role and maybe a stable and independent business when I was driving. I also a couple years ago I started hotel and beach resort down in Dominican Republic. So I've built a pretty good stability and independent role for myself and my family. Let's see here. How long do I see myself working with you? Well, I'm hoping for quite quite a long time. I'm not really a kind of jump with another company, jump with another company. I'm just not that type of person. I'm looking for, a really good fit where we can go, hand in hand, have great communication, and anything that I don't know, hey, I'm always willing to learn, and I'm just not looking for like a quick gig. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a long-term relationship. Let's see here. My biggest regrets in life. Let's see here. Maybe years ago, I think probably letting my fears get in the way of my learning path. I think it takes some of those times where you trip and fall to get, you have to learn to get back up, learn from those mistakes and better yourself from it. I believe that's is a strong thing that I think everybody needs to learn. I think how you handle the fall and how you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you learn how to operate in with a purpose, maybe some clarity, and I think everything takes some urgency. So I'm going to stick with that one. Let's see here. Move on. Why do you want to work here, and why should we hire you? Well, I think with my experience, I think, and my willingness to learn, I believe I'm a really, really good fit with your company. I'm very, very responsible. I'm highly focused. Like I said, I have the experience. I communicate with drivers, customers, brokers. I believe I communicate with them very, very well. I have a very strong work ethic. I'm not a quitter. I don't really I don't like to stop until the job's done. I like to be precise. I like to be very, I like to do it with some speed, and I always feel like I should be accountable for my actions. So I think that's what everybody's looking for. What's your most proud accomplishments in life? Let's see here. I'm pretty versatile. I'm resilient in my career. I everything that I've learned in life, I've done that, through experience. I've earned everything. I, some people in today's society, they're just so used to things getting handed to them. So I've earned everything. Let's see here. Let's move on. What tasks are you not willing to do if you're asked? Well, look, I'm pretty truthful and honest. I don't do stuff that's unsafe. I don't illegal. I'm not into that. Anything unethical, I'm just a self-righteous person. I believe in doing right, and I don't like the wrong. So I believe I take pride in myself for that, and I think those are some of the few things that you're asking for, and I think I really stand above. Um, I'm looking forward to talking with you further, and maybe we can get to the next step, and you have yourself a great day. Thank you for your time. Bye.